So this is another one that I want to. I got a few Battlefield articles. In case you can't tell, I'm very excited about Battlefield, and this is one of the bigger ones that I wanted to talk about. Not because it's Battlefield, but because it's Nintendo. Let me go ahead and move my camera so y'all can see this. It says, and I quote, "Don't expect Battlefield 6 to come out on Nintendo Switch 2. Now, I'm not going to read this entire article for you, but long story short, it essentially says Battlefield 6 will not be coming out on Nintendo Switch 2, and most importantly, they don't have any plans to release it on Nintendo Switch 2, period. So there's a couple of things that I want to talk about regarding this. First thing is, the Nintendo Switch 2 fucking sucks. I just want to lead with that. Secondly, I want to give some reason as to why I believe it sucks. And probably some concerns that more people should probably talk about. This. For starters, Battlefield 6, from what I've seen gameplay-wise, it's definitely an expansive game. It really is. It looks like a very difficult game to run, if that makes any sense. Let me do this. It looks like a very difficult game to run, and it looks like it would be probably pushing the boundaries of the current gen systems. The problem is, and I need everyone to put their thinking caps on right here, okay? I need everyone to put their thinking caps on so we can think about this together. Now, the Nintendo Switch 2, okay, just came out a few months ago, and I have more articles regarding it. It's one of the most popular and the fastest selling console of all time at this point. We have a console that the Joy-Cons are already having stick drift. The first couple of days after the console came out, people were sending them back to Nintendo because they had stick drift. The Joy-Cons were literally falling out. Okay. There were screen tears on the Nintendo Switch. The screen would just stop working. Okay. Nintendo basically openly admitted that they're overpricing their games because fuck you. You can pay for it. And now, the Nintendo Switch 2 cannot run modern games. Now, a lot of people would probably hear that and they'll go, well, technically, Poochie, you gotta understand, the Switch was never supposed to run modern games. The old Switch was. The old Switch was not supposed to run modern games. One of the highest selling points of the Switch 2 was that they were going to start collaborating with other games now instead of just Nintendo games. Battlefield 6 is just the average modern game. And they have openly said it can't run Battlefield 6. You guys bought an overpriced console whose entire promise, I think every single promise Nintendo was like giving you guys has now fallen on its face. There was an article last week, I'm pretty sure, I'm sick, so I can't really, time is fluffy, but there was an article literally last week saying that it was having a hard time running the new fucking Donkey Kong game. Donkey Kong. We are less than 2 months into the Switch 2's life cycle, and it already can't run modern games. Why is no one talking about this? What, like, this should be national gaming news that everyone is talking about. A console that came out 2 months ago, whose entire promise was that it wanted to be able to run modern games, cannot run modern games. What are we doing? What are we doing? Why is no one talking about this? This is stupid. It's absurd. And I find this very scary for a couple of reasons, which we will get into. I find this very scary. One of the reasons why I find it so scary is because despite all of the bullshit that Nintendo has basically done to you guys, the Switch 2 sells more than 6 million in 7 weeks since launch. Nintendo says has surpassed our expectations. So there's a couple of things that I want to talk about with that. First of all, like I wanted to say, You guys are liars. I'm just going to be blunt. Everyone who was out there saying that they wanted cheaper games, people couldn't afford. People were out here saying that they can't afford a PlayStation. The PlayStation Pro is too expensive. Like anyone who's ever complained about money within the gaming industry, they went out and got a Nintendo Switch. Weren't we all just arguing that we don't like expensive games? We don't like battle passes. We don't like companies that support horrible business practices. Nintendo is doing all of that. And it is now the most sold console ever. At least like timeline wise. This is the most sold console in the first two months. So where is all this uproar that we were having not too long ago, where we were like, why in the world would we spend more than $70 for games? I don't want to play a game that's below 60 FPS. If a game is below 60 FPS, I'm going to gouge my eyes out. I'm going to throw the fuck up. I don't like console exclusives. Console exclusives is the thing of the past. Genuinely, where did all of that uproar go? It's gone. Nintendo could spit in people's faces and literally be like, pay me for that. That's my saliva on you. Fuck you. That's my saliva. And people would literally be like, yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's my bad. That's my, how could I have thought differently? Thank you, Nintendo. Thank you, Nintendo. And then all of a sudden your console stops working because apparently they can just shut it off whenever they want. Either way, fuck Nintendo. I don't understand how people out there could support a company that's done everything that it's done. But that's besides the point. That's besides the point. And just in case they already do that to us, it sucks. Literally, Nintendo sucks. Nintendo sucks. And you want to know why? It gets worse. It gets worse, weird guy. Look at this. It gets worse. Look at this. You can't really see it. Let me turn my camera off. It says, and I quote, the original, no, let me restart that. Let me restart that because I need y'all to hear this. The original Nintendo Switch is about to get more expensive. Now, when I say the original Nintendo Switch, I need you guys to hear something. I'm not talking about the Nintendo Switch that came out 2 months ago. I'm talking about the Nintendo Switch that you guys have been trying to get for a decade. Nintendo is raising the prices on original Nintendo Switches. Now, if you read the article, it essentially says that the main reason why they're increasing the price of the original Nintendo Switch is because market conditions within the United States. This is specifically within the United States, mind you. Due to market conditions, they are raising the price of the Nintendo Switch. Now, everyone out there, what do you mean market conditions? What are market conditions? What are market conditions? I made like 4 videos about this on TikTok a couple months ago. Definitely a few months ago. Do you guys want to know what market conditions are? It's all the fucking tariffs that everyone is having to deal with. It's all the tariffs that somebody in power is currently doing right now. Somebody in power, unfortunately he's in power, all of the tariffs that person is implementing or threatening to implement are causing the market to be volatile, and now we have to deal with increased prices on a console that can't even run Minecraft with fucking shaders. Are y'all prepared to spend $600 on a console that can't even run Minecraft with shaders? Whatever. Not me. Not me, dude. And this was something that was really annoying to me back in the day because, not back in the day, I say back in the day like it wasn't a few months ago. I made so many things about watch out for the tariffs. Even if the tariffs don't go through, you still need to be mindful. You need to vote with your wallet. You need to XYZ. And everyone was basically saying like, no, it doesn't matter. It's just a threat. It won't actually influence gaming prices. I heard that lick. I heard that lick. Okay, that was a nice lick. Hold on, wait. The musician in me kind of got distracted. Anyway. And it's like, it was one of those things where everyone was constantly saying the market won't be affected, gaming is safe, blah, 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 blah. And here we are now. And the price of a 15-year-old console, 15, mind you, it's not 10 because the hardware is old at this point. You're playing on a PlayStation 3. You're playing on a PlayStation 3. And you're gonna have to spend $500 for a PlayStation 3. Y'all get what you voted for. That's all I'm saying. Y'all get what you voted for. On to the next article. Okay, I want to talk about this. This is pretty stupid. This is stupid. This is a stupid article, and I have a strong feeling that once I make this into a clip and post it on TikTok, I'm gonna get roasted. But it is what it is. Everyone, 6 out of the 10 best-selling games on PlayStation last quarter in the United States were published by Microsoft. What does this mean? Let's go ahead and look at the list. Let's go ahead and look at the list. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 1 played game on PlayStation, Elden Ring Night Ring. Makes sense. Everyone's playing Elden Ring Night Ring. This is last quarter, by the way. Second most played game on PlayStation, Forza Horizon 5. I thought niggas were over here saying they liked Gran Turismo. I thought Forza Horizon was ass. I thought no one liked Forza. Seems like people are lying. The number 3 most played game on PlayStation, The Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered. I swear to you, on TikTok, I heard PlayStation people, PlayStation ponies, swearing on their lives that the new Bethesda was ass and they can't make games to save their life. I heard PlayStation niggas calling The Elder Scrolls woke. I thought nobody wanted to play it. I thought it was a flop. I won't count Call of Duty. I'll like, Call of Duty's there no matter what, so Call of Duty is fine. The next one, Doom: The Dark Ages. I'm not gonna lie. For a game that got roasted to oblivion on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Reddit, Messenger Pigeon, for a game that got roasted into oblivion on every single facet, it's kind of crazy that it was the 6th most played game on the number 1 most played console. Well, probably 2nd at this point because of the Switch too. Number 6. I could have swore, once again, people were calling this game trash, woke, didn't want to play it, horrible combat, a boring story. Where did all of that go? And I have the saddest one of them all. Well, we got Indiana Jones. I'll count Indiana Jones. Once again, another game very similar to Doom that everyone was saying was boring, didn't want to play it, and it's in the top 10. But the number 1 thing that I'd like to point out, which is extremely unfortunate, why the fuck is Death Stranding 2 below Oblivion? Look at me. Look at me. I have a PlayStation right here. I play all of my PlayStation games right here. And I know I'm doing a bit right now, but I really want to do a heart-to-heart here. I have no grounds in a console war. I have a PC rig right here. This is my baby. I got a PlayStation right here. And I have an Xbox collecting dust somewhere inside of my living room that I haven't touched since I was an infant. Why is Death Stranding 2 below Oblivion? I'm talking to you. I played Death Stranding 2. I love Death Stranding 2. It's a big ass game. I haven't beat it. but I got at least like, what, I got 75, 80 hours on Death Stranding 2. Guys, all the Sony bros out there, please play your games. Play your games. Why are we letting Death Stranding 2 get beaten by a 20-year-old game? Please, I'm begging you. Death Stranding 2 is amazing. Why is it number 7? It should be number 1. It should be number 1. But that's just me. Jokes aside, I wanted to basically say, for a group of people, and I'm talking about people who are very adamant that Sony is the best console, for a group of people who constantly try and say that Xbox games are boring, Xbox games don't matter, Xbox games are this, Xbox games are that, for a group of people who constantly try and talk about Xbox games, it seems like you guys are playing them probably more than Xbox people at this point. I think that another thing, we're not even including Sea of Thieves. Don't think I forgot about Sea of Thieves. People used to call Sea of Thieves boring, a horrible game. No one wanted to play it. It came out on PlayStation. It was the #1 played game on PlayStation. People loved Sea of Thieves. So I love it. Like I said, I have no grounds in the console war. I just think it's funny, and I'd be a little called out if I made my entire personality on the internet trying to make fun of Xbox people for playing their games. Then the games come over to PlayStation and we secretly play them all. All of them. Every single... You guys played Oblivion more than Death Stranding. I'd feel called out and I'd feel embarrassed. But that's just me. Like I said, I have no grounds in the console war. I have an Xbox in my living room. I haven't touched that shit at least in 5 years. I'm not an Xbox fanboy. That thing is collecting dust. But y'all got to step it up. Y'all got to step it up.